parents, if you want to have them here continuously in Australia, then you have to pay $10,000, get any work rights here in Australia. And you can sponsor your parents on a temporary visa.
It's like an extended version of a visitor's visa, basically.
Exactly.
Do I have to be a permanent resident in order to apply for my parents' sponsored visa? So do they
Yes.
have to follow the same protocol of applying for a bridging visa?
For temporary parent sponsored visa, there is no age limit.
Hello and welcome, guys, to another episode for PR2 Pathway. Today we had a lot of questions coming in from a specific side of visa sector. We thought of just having a video made to answer all these questions. Today we'll be targeting the questions coming in from the parent visa side of things, how to have a balance of family test done, and what are the different types of visas that you can call your parents over here, what are the work rights associated with it, what are the insurances that you have to take care of, and all that we'll be covering that. Hello and welcome, Neet ma'am, to the show once again. Thank you very much for joining in every time our viewers have any questions. And I know you've got a very busy schedule, and taking these 10-15 minutes out is still a big thing for you.
Oh, thank you so much, Durgesh, for having me again here. And having your parents around you is such a blessing. And I am super excited to share my insights on parent visa, and so that people are aware what sort of visa options are there if they want to call over their parents here in Australia, either on a temporary visa or a permanent visa. So let's dive into that.
Let's dive into it. So I have a list of questions coming in, ma'am.
Yep.
Let's start with the first and the most important question.
Yeah.
The balance of family test is one of the most important criterias for it. Okay, for calling your parents over here. What is it? What
Okay.
is it?
So anytime an Australian citizen or a permanent resident, they want to call their parents here on a permanent residency visa, they have to pass balance of family test. What this balance of family test is, let's discuss about it. So imagine you are three siblings, and out of three siblings, one is in Australia on a student visa, one is Australian permanent resident, and one is back home in India. We are just talking about India. So in that case, you are not able to meet the balance of family test. Reason being, it's always 50%. 50% of your kids should be Australian citizen or permanent resident in order to meet the balance of family test. So in this case, just because one Australian citizen or permanent resident is there, another one, though he is in Australia, but on a temporary visa, he is still considered as an Indian citizen. So two Indian citizen and one Australian citizen, no balance of family test has been met.
Okay, so just like you said, only the people who are permanent residents or citizens.
Or citizens.
Like that's a more darker side of gray. But more than 50% of the children
Yep.
should be in Australia as residents.
Yes,
right.
that's
And does it make a difference if at all one of the children is a resident of some other first world country that possibly has a tie-up with Australia? Let's say USA.
No.
No.
You
Okay.
still won't be able to meet the balance of family test. I understand what is your question. So imagine one of your sibling is American citizen, and one is Australian citizen, and one is Indian citizen. You will still not be able to meet the balance of family test.
Okay. It does not even consider New Zealand into it?
No,
Okay,
not
so
even.
it's just Australia for that matter.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you. Thank me later, guys. I'm clearing all these minor questions for you all. Okay. So coming on to the next question, what if someone does not pass the balance of family test? What do they do?
Okay, so imagine if you are not able to meet the balance of family test, what are the visa options you have available for your parents? One is temporary parent sponsored visa. It is a long-term visa. Imagine you want to have your parents here in Australia for a minimum of 3 years without having them to depart Australia in between. So, visitor visa, every 3 months they have to leave, every 1 year they have to leave. But for 3 years, continuous 3 years stay, you can go for temporary parent sponsored visa, that is called visa subclass 870. And in that case, you have to pay the Department of Home Affairs about 5,000 grand for one parent. And also you need to meet certain income requirement. Okay, now you will be asking me, what is the income requirement?
What are the income requirements?
Okay, so you have to meet the income requirement, which is 83,500. It can be your income, like Australian permanent resident income, or together with Australian permanent resident and their partner's income, or
Okay.
another sibling's income. You can combine It's not just like sole income that 83,500. You can combine with your partner, and altogether you need to have 83,500 income, and you can sponsor your parents on a temporary visa for 3 years or 5 years. So even 5 years continuous option is there, and for that you have to pay for 5 years. If you want to have them here continuously in Australia, then you have to pay $10,000 for each parent. So that's called temporary parent sponsored visa. It is a temporary visa. There are no work rights associated with this visa. There is no Medicare facility. You have to maintain their health insurance.
It's like an extended version of a visitor's visa, basically.
Exactly.
And okay, one question that comes out of it: do I have to be a permanent resident in order to apply for my parents' sponsored visa?
Temporary sponsored visa?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, definitely. You need to, one of the children needs to be
permanent.
Australian citizen or permanent resident. But if you are not an Australian citizen or permanent resident, the only option you have available is visitor visa.
Okay.
And
Okay.
long stay visitor visa for 1 year, that could be the option.
Okay. And in this scenario, when you talk about the $83,500 income that you
Yes.
have to prove, can that be considered, let's say, going back to the previous example, one is a permanent resident here
Yeah.
and the other one is a student. So combining both the incomes for both the people, let's say the first person who's a permanent
Yeah.
resident makes $60,000
Yeah.
and the other one makes the $35,000 a year. So can we combine both the incomes to show the eligibility to bring the
No,
parents
like
in?
a student visa holder, again, it's a temporary visa, and it has an expiry date to
Okay.
it, right? Even though they have plan for permanent residency, we cannot combine their income along with Australian citizens' income.
Okay, so making it clear, guys, only the people who are permanent residents, their incomes will be considered to mark the eligibility criteria for income threshold.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes,
Okay.
that's right.
Jumping on to the next question. I know we've answered this question, but I'll ask it once again. Do parents on the 870 visa get work rights?
No, they won't get any work rights. That's again, I know many parents, they are young, right? And another thing I forgot to mention, for temporary parent sponsor visa, there is no age limit. So generally for non-contributory parents visa, there is an age limit. Pension age is there, that is 67 year of age. But for this visa, there is no age limit. Even if your parents is like just 50 years old, they can still be eligible for temporary parent sponsored visa. The only thing is they won't get any work rights here in Australia.
Okay, so absolutely no work at all, no income sources, no TFNs, no ABNs
No,
under their name.
no,
Perfect.
no.
Okay. Is there an insurance required for the 870 visa holders?
Yeah, they need to have private insurance. They need to maintain that overseas visitor health cover throughout their stay.
So when you talk about insurances, do the travel insurances, do you have to take an insurance from an Australian insurance provider, or is it okay to have a travel insurance from their back home, their home country?
Any insurance that covers the international travel is valid for the purposes of 870 visa.
Okay, perfect. And so coming back to it, let's say I want my parents to come here.
Yeah.
And like you just said, they're young enough to work,
Work,
and it's not about money, it's about keeping them busy. What are the options that I can call them here on so that they can keep themselves busy with how much of a small work that they can do?
Okay. The only visa option where they will have work rights is non-contributory parents visa, that is aged parent visa or aged contributory visa. So one is 804, the subclass is 804. So imagine your parents, one of the parents, I'm not talking about both the parents should be of pensionable age. One of the parents should be of pensionable age. So imagine your father is 67-year-old, mother is 60 years old. That's completely fine. They can apply for contributory aged parent visa. They can also apply for non-contributory aged parents visa. So both visa subclasses they are eligible for. They can apply both the visa subclasses onshore here in Australia. They will get a bridging visa A throughout the processing time. So now let's talk about the processing time. The processing time for this visa, which is non-contributory, where you need not to contribute that 50K. We will talk about that 50K
Yeah, we'll come to
thing.
that.
Yeah. So You need not to pay that amount. You get a bridging visa. They will stay here in Australia throughout the processing time, which is about 30 years at this moment.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for yes, 30 years, right? So 30 years processing time is there. Bridging visa A is there. They have full work rights.
Oh, okay.
Medicare is not there, but they have full work rights.
Okay. Not even an interim Medicare?
No, no,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
not for this visa subclass 804. No.
Okay. Perfect. So coming to the big fish, the big question,
Yeah.
okay? Do applicants really need to pay $50,000 for the contributory parent visa?
This is a very common question. Let's say I don't have 50K right now, and will I be able to apply for my parents' visa? Yes, you can apply, because this 50K is not on the day of lodgement. On the day of lodgement, you need around 5 grand
Yeah.
to lodge the visa. That's the first installment. The second installment, which is about 44 grand, right? That is going to be at the time of decision.
30 years from now.
Either that 30 years is for non-contributory.
Okay.
You're not contributing there,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
But for this one, age contributory visa, where you're contributing, that 14 years processing time is there right now. It used to be 3 to 4 years, but right now the processing time is 14 years. So it means after 13 or 14 years, you need that remaining 44K.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. And when we talk about bridging visas, you just answered that question that they're granted on the parents' visa side of things. So when you talk about bridging visa A, they get a bridging visa A.
Yes.
So do they have to follow the same protocol of applying for a bridging visa B in case if they have to travel overseas?
Exactly. So imagine somebody got a bridging visa A. The processing time is 14 years. Processing time is about 30 years. Throughout this whole processing time, they are staying here in Australia. But if they wish to travel back home, they can always apply for bridging visa B, which is a travel authority, and go offshore, come back. So they need not to think about any visa because they are having travel authorities bridging visa B.
Perfect. This pulls out a very important topic and a very good topic for our next episode about visa processing times and what the government is doing to reduce
Exactly.
it, and what the government has done because of which the processing times have increased so much. Stay tuned to our channel. The next episode that will be coming in will be on this, the processing time of different types of visa, and what the government is doing to cut down these, and how do you work to make sure that your file is prioritized and you escape this loop of processing times. Yes. So anything else, ma'am, that you would like to add based on the topic today, that is parents visa, that we've missed out?
I would just like to conclude this topic by saying that it is always a blessing to have your parents around, but you really need to plan ahead. You cannot just like let them come here on a visitor visa and then think like, okay, you will extend their stay. You need to understand what are the visa options available, whether you are in position of paying that much to the department, even for a temporary parent-sponsored visa. You need to plan a strategy for your parents if you want to have them here around you. And yeah, that's what I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in today. If you have any questions regarding parents visa, please feel free to contact us at Visa Empire, and we'll be very happy to help you reunite you with your parents so that they can help you live happier. Thank you.
Thank you.